Right then boys, it's Jake here. Today I'm going to be talking about why I got released from Aston Villa. Let's begin right at the start. 9 years old, I wore the claret and blue, not just as a kit, but as armour. The badge wasn't just stitched onto my chest, it lived in my heart. This is where it began. Aston Villa, a club steeped in history, a dream not many get to chase, and even fewer live. By the age of 14, I left school behind to be schooled by football and to live in digs at Sutton Coldfield. I was making history. I was the youngest player to ever be offered a scholarship at Aston Villa Football Club, surrounded by names that would soon become familiar. Players like Andre Green, Rashawn Hepburn-Murphy, Issa Suleiman, Callum O'Hare and many others. That was just to name a few players that I'd played with. At 15 I trained with the first team, at 16 I signed a scholarship, and at 17 I was regular with the 21s. The dream felt within reach, a pro contract. My agent had been in meetings, the performances were speaking, but as you know with football doesn't always speak fairly. Others were chosen, some underperforming, some with connections, and one of them was the coach's son. And so a door that should have opened quietly stayed shut. The weight of disappointment is very heavy, man. But at 17 it feels like the world has betrayed you. And one night it all changed. The eve of my 18th birthday, a night out with friends and a couple of family members, a fight broke out. I tried to calm it, but I found myself in the middle. A punch, then darkness. I woke up on the ground, and then I woke up in the police cell. Once the police took me to the nurse, I found out I had a severe concussion. This would now leave me having 2 weeks out of training, with a confession to make to the club about what happened on that night. But the worst was yet to come. At this time of my life, I was chilling around the wrong people, and being in crowds I shouldn't have been in, especially while playing for Aston Villa. Like, boys, if I look back on it now, what a fucking idiot I was, man. But yeah, let's get back to the story. Let's take it to Reading away. We won 3-1, and everything felt normal until it wasn't. 5 minutes before half-time, I knew I was done for. By the corner flag, all I could see is the doping control people. And I knew this was me done for. I hadn't been tested all season. Not once. But today was different. Today they picked me. With nowhere left to run, my stomach dropped. The tests will always tell the truth. And they did. Let's take it to Reading away. This was the moment it all fell apart, but it was also the moment something else began, because from that silence came a voice, my own, for the first time. Started asking myself the hard questions. Who am I without football? Where do I go from here? How do I heal? Not just my career, but my mind. The test results weren't straight away. I think they came around 3 to 4 weeks later. I'd travelled all the way down to Brighton for our game on the Saturday, still in limbo on whether the drug test was going to come back anytime soon. On that Friday night, we had a team meeting to tell us what team was starting the next day against Brighton. I was named in the starting lineup as number 10. Halfway through that meeting, our academy manager had called me out because he wanted to talk to me. As I walked into the next room, the room was full of coaches, like the coaching staff. This is when I knew I'd fucked up. Sean broke the news that the drug test had came back and that I'd failed the test of carboxy THC, which is cannabis. This is when Sean gave me the option. He said to me I could either wait until tomorrow after the game and travel back with the team, or I could get a taxi back home right away. So I headed back to my changing room to get my clothes and all that stuff in my bag to head back home. But in the meantime of me going to the changing room, a few of the players had already found out, because they heard the coach and me talking about it in the room, like when I got my bag. I just decided to take the taxi and get out of there. To be honest, I felt so fucking awkward, and truthfully, I felt like I let everybody down, which I fucking did. And trust me boys, it certainly weren't the proudest moment of my life, man. I could have crawled up my own fucking arse, man. But truthfully, who else is there to blame other than myself? But yeah boys, let's carry on with the story. A few months later I attended my court hearing to see how long I'd be receiving as my ban, and my lawyer had told me if I was truthful and honest throughout this, it would work in my favour at the end, and it may just end up in a caution and I'd be able to get back playing in no time. So after what the lawyers had told me boys, I was pretty shocked to find out that I'd be getting a 20-week ban, I think it was, from all action of football. So I couldn't even train, I couldn't even go to the training ground. Couldn't do nothing. All I could do, was take part in the Sutton Coldfield College my coaching badges and stuff like that. As my ban had ended, throughout my ban I was told I'd be given a chance to prove myself when it had finished. As soon as the ban had finished, I had a phone call while at college off the academy manager Sean Kimberley telling me to come into the Aston Villa training ground, Bodymore Heath, for 4:30. As I arrived at Bodymore Heath, I knew this was not just any normal type of meeting. This was a meeting that was going to decide my future, and lo and behold, the future had already been decided a long time ago. Sean Kimberley began to tell me how Aston Villa was going to be releasing me from my contract and paying me up for the next 5 months that they owed me. This moment was one of the worst moments of my life. No bullshit, man. But let's be real, boys, there ain't no one else to blame other than myself. No one forced me to smoke it, man. So yeah, boys, that's it, man. For everyone that wanted to know what actually happened, because truthfully, I used to bullshit and fucking tell them half a story, or not tell them the full story. Just never used to tell them the fucking truth about it, to be honest. I was embarrassed. But to be honest, boys, you can see it on fucking Google yourself. Just type my name in. Don't forget, boys, go and like, comment, share, subscribe. Everything you can do, boys. It helps me out, man. And I appreciate it. I forgot to say as well, boys, there's going to be loads more daily vlogs coming from tomorrow.